Hello family, this is Charles of CNN's Adventures. Today I'm taking you on a very awesome journey, but first we are in Nairobi, having been dropped by one of my friends, Mwakazi Adventure. So there he leaves me in Nairobi Center as I embark on this awesome journey. So this is Nairobi. Nairobi is the capital city of Kenya. It's a vibrant city known for its blend of modernity and rich cultural heritage. It serves as the country's economic, political, and transportation hub, often called the Green City in the Sun. Nairobi boasts a mix of skyscrapers, lively markets, and green spaces like Uhuru Park and Karura Forest. One of its unique features is Nairobi National Park, a wildlife reserve located just outside the city center, where visitors can spot lions, giraffes, and rhinos against a backdrop of the urban skyscraper. The city is also home for key historical and cultural sites such as the Karen Blixen Museum, the Giraffe Center, and the Bomas of Kenya. Nairobi has a fast-paced life with diverse food scenes, bustling nightlife, and a growing tech industry, earning it the nickname Silicon Savannah. Despite challenges like traffic congestion and security concern in some areas, it remains an exciting destination for business, adventure, and cultural exploration. So join me as I embark on this journey from the county of Nairobi through the counties of Kiambu, Nakuru, and later into Narok County, which is our destination today. Let's see what Narok County has for us. But before that, we get to observe the beautiful escarpment that ushers us into the Rift Valley just before Mai Mahiu. This is the viewpoint. Some kilometers just before Mai Mahiu, we get to observe how magnificent this landscape and land formations are. This is the Rift Valley. Ladies and gentlemen, after soaking the views, you can see this road is very busy with heavy commercial trucks, as this truck ferry goods from the port of Mombasa in Kenya through this road from Mombasa, Nairobi, through Mai Mahiu, Naivasha towards the western part of the country. And some of these lorries ferry the commodities all the way to Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, and even the DRC Congo. Some of the cargo turns north towards southern Sudan and even in Sudan. So this is a very busy road with heavy commercial trucks. So well, on this road, please note the road is two-way, and sometimes due to these very heavy vehicles, if they break down or there is an accident on this road, you could be stranded for a while because there is no space on either side. One side is a cliff, the other side is an escarpment. So for these incidences to be clear, there is usually traffic snarl-up and it could delay your movement. So if you're coming from Nairobi, it's always good to check on Google Maps whether the traffic is flowing, and if it's not, you can look for an alternative route where you could use the Naivasha road to Naivasha, then come back to Mai Mahiu and proceed to Narok and further on that direction. So after soaking the views, here we are coming down to Mai Mahiu town. Mai Mahiu is a Kikuyu name. Mai is water, Mahiu means hot, so it's a town associated with hot water. This could be due to reason that it's in the Rift Valley, located near the escarpment, and occasionally hot water flows from the earth crust to the surface, and hence the name Mai Mahiu. Close to Mai Mahiu town, you could easily go to another attraction called the Mount Longonot. Mount Longonot is one of the mountains in the Rift Valley and do a hike there. Mount Longonot is an inactive volcano that while there you can easily see smoke coming from parts of the crater of Longonot, which is indicative that as much as it is dormant, there is still volcanic activity happening under there. Further down the Longonots, we have one of the biggest geothermal power generation places, and this is Kengen Olkaria. Here, power is generated from hot steam coming from Earth. It's one of the best renewable energies that we generate power from. From this picture, you can see across there, that is Mount Longonot from a far distance. So Mount Longonot is in Nakuru County, but our mission for today is to go to the Mara and see what Mara National Park has for us. So let's go. So right there, you can see Mount Longonot from a far distance. To come to this side of Suswa, there is a railway that ferries people, I think, once a week for adventurous purpose. So there is a railway. You can catch a train from Nairobi to Suswa. You come to Suswa and explore this area, or even proceed to Longonot for a hike, or Narok, whichever way you may wish. There is public means ferrying people from Nairobi to this place. So in terms of transport, you have yourself covered. You can get transport from Nairobi, both public or Uber or Bolt, depending on the amount of money you want to spend on this. So public means are the cheapest in Kenya. They are privately owned, but they charge good rate and they are reliable in terms of connectivity across the country. After being on the road for about 2.5 hours, we have arrived in one of the major towns here in Kenya, in Narok County, and this is Narok Town. Narok is a town in the southwestern Kenya and the capital of Narok County. It serves as a gateway to the world-famous Masai Mara National Reserve, one of Africa's top wildlife destinations. The town is predominantly inhabited by the Masai people, known for their rich cultural heritage and traditional pastoralist lifestyle. Narok is a key commercial center for agriculture and livestock trading, with wheat and barley farming being major economic activities. The town has a bustling market, modern infrastructure, and growing tourism due to its proximity to Masai Mara. Apart from tourism, Narok is also known for its vibrant cultural festival and as a hub for travelers heading to the scenic destination in the Rift Valley. It offers a mix of modern amenities and authentic Masai culture, making it an interesting stopover for adventurers and explorers. So let's see how Narok Town looks like. So there are all banks of choice in this town. This town is also known to be having one of the best nyama chomas in the country, for their goats and cattle are free range. They feed on herbs as they are grazed across the fields. Here the cattle and goats are not zero grazed. They just walk around, fend for feed and water, so they tend to have some of the tastiest natural organic meets here in the country. So this is Narok County for you. Enjoy the views. Having been on the road for a minute now, we had a quick stopover at Quick Mart Narok. This is a new mall that has been built here. I think it was built in early 2024 is when it was open, but it is serving to be one of the very nice, very good stopovers for people traveling from Nairobi to Narok onwards to other towns like Bomet and other western counties here in Kenya. So we had a quick stop here, and a Masai vendor came to offer me some open shoes. Yeah, he was selling open shoes, but I was not in the mood of getting new shoes. So people were buying refreshments, drinks, quick snacks, and a health break at this place. So yeah, we had like about 15 to 20 minutes break here before proceeding. So this is Narok Town. So when you're traveling this side, if you want a place to stop, have a refreshment, health break, buy supplies, maybe you're going to your home and want to buy for some things, this is a place you can take a stopover and replenish your supply. So yes, this is Narok Town Quick Mart Supermarket. Is called Sekenani. Here people are doing a lot of businesses. Farmers from counties like Nyamira and Bomet have brought their produces such as potato, cabbages and vegetables to sell in this particular area. It's important to note that people of Narok County, a good number of them, as you can see them in their traditional regalia, they do more of commercial farming, planting things like wheat, barley, onions, which are not food crops that are consumed immediately. So people from other counties doing fruits, sugarcane, cabbages, potatoes do come here to sell their produces. As you can see, the market is just next to the roadside. And as you know, and something you will note in many parts of Kenya is this vehicle called probox. There is no place, I think, except from Kisumu County, you will not see many proboxes there. Maybe, I don't know, tell us, are there many proboxes in Kisumu County or Nyanza in general? So, but most part of the country in Kenya, you will see probox vehicle. This vehicle, many people like them because they are like workers. They can really transport a lot of commodity, including cows and goats, together with the people inside that. So after leaving that town, we are now headed towards Maisha Mara Camp, and this is the topography of the place. The place appears to have rained a bit, and there is green in the area, so cows are getting enough pasture for feeding. So yeah, let's get to Maisha Mara and see what it has for us. So family, if you're traveling to come and enjoy the Masai Mara National Reserve, you will have traveled a distance of 243 kilometers from Nairobi, which is an approximate between 4 to 5 hours, depending on the speeds that you're doing, the condition of the road. So be ready for at least 4 hours drive from Nairobi to Sekenani gate of the Masai Mara. So on this day, I was not going to the park direct, so I took a right turn just before Sekenani gate towards my home for the night, which is Maisha Mara Luxury Tented Camp. So it's an off-road from the Sekenani gate. We'll do a bit of off-road from that point until the camp. So these are some of the views we were having on the way to Maisha Mara Camp on that particular day. It hadn't rained, so the road was in good condition. We were doing okay, and the distance from that Sekenani gate to Maisha Mara Camp is 25 kilometers of off-roading. The road is well maintained, so even a small vehicle can do the distance if there are no rains on that season or on that particular day that you are going to Maisha Mara. So here is Maisha Mara Camp for you. Upon arrival, we were welcomed very warmly in an African way. The room allocation was done quick and smooth by the very warm staff. These guys are a cut above in terms of the quality of service. Look at that guy. He was even generous enough to carry my small bag with just change clothes. How generous can these guys be? So these are the tented camps. They are huge, very huge. They offer different forms of camping. There are single rooms, there are deluxe, there are twins, there are triple, and there is also a family tent where a group up to 5 people can be accommodated in this space. So if you're coming to the Mara and want a place where there is silence, you blend with the nature and enjoy your stay, this is the place to be. So make a point and visit Maisha Mara Camp while visiting the Mara. These are the rules for Mara Maisha swimming pool and safety regulations. See how unique that headlamp is, made of stone, and underneath there is a bulb to light the place in the night. The pathway around the camp are well paved. Motor point, a fireplace. So in the night, here is where you sit around a fire with these very nice portable chairs, and the campfire will be lit here for your enjoyment in the night. So we'll have a deep campfire. This is the campfire area and a nice acacia tree down there. So this is a camping room. We have a lampshade right here. It's a twin room. By a twin room, I mean it has two beds. This is bed number one. It's a 3 by 6. It has a mosquito net around it to cover you at night. Then there is this other bed. This is 6 by 6 king size. It also has a net around it to cover you in the night in case the mosquitoes are there. Then there's a piece of art there. There's a lion. Nice lampshades. This side there is a table to place on your luggage, like I have done there. Then here is a table holding the water dispenser. There is a fan in case the temperatures are too high, you can cool yourself, and a working table right there, and a working chair. So they provide water in the room, so you can get your water like very nice. So that is the place. Then the washrooms look like this. There's a hand wash basin with a big mirror on the wall. Hand wash basin. There are towels. There are shampoos. There are soaps for cleaning. Towels. Several towels. Hot water bottle to warm your bed at night. Then right here is a shower room. From here, then we have a toilet right here. So that's how it looks. And this is a net, and that is my neighbor's tent. You see there? It's another tent. So ladies and gentlemen, it's early morning. It's around 7 already. I'm up, and you can see a floating balloon on the horizon. So from this Maisha Mara Camp, you can easily access the hot air balloon place, and you can do a game. Is it a game drive? Is it a game float? Or what is it? You can float over the Mara in a hot air balloon and get to see the animals in the park from a bird's eye view. So we left the camp after having a very nice day, and instead of driving all the way back 5 kilometers to get in the Mara through the second-hand gate, there is a gate near Maisha Mara. It is called a lake gate. So we got into Masai Mara National Reserve through the lake gate. So the entry to the park, the processes are straightforward, so no much issues. There we are at the main gate, and after making our payment to enter in the park, we were allowed. Please note, when you come to Masai Mara National Reserve, when you come to this Masai Mara National Reserve, your private vehicles are not allowed in the park, so you will have to park aside and hop into one of these land cruisers that are readily available for you to use in the park. So be ready to hop into one of these ones. So the first animal we saw when we came into the Mara is a gazelle or an antelope. I don't remember which, but it goes by the name Topi. It's a Topi gazelle or antelope. I'm not so certain about it. Masai Mara is a grassland, and you can see many places without trees. The second animal we got to see is a spotted hyena. It's one of the animals in the Mara that is a scavenger. It waits to eat on the leftovers of other animals like the cheetah and the lion, and even some of the animals that have lost their lives. So hyenas are said to have the strongest bite force in nature. Their bite is way stronger than even that of a lion. In this place you can see counted trees. Like now in this picture you can only see 2 trees in a very large horizon. So this makes a very good grazing land for the herbivores, and when there are many herbivores, then you can attest that there are many carnivorous animals in this place. That was a small fox. Line and drive, we saw a small fox right there. He runs away. Fox. Later in the drive, we came across another animal very famous in Kenya. called Kasongo of the Kasongo family, aka Hongo, but it's known as a warthog. A warthog is one of the animals that is reputed for having the shortest memory. This animal, you will see it from one point and running for a few seconds or minutes. It stops and starts grazing immediately, not remembering the impending danger that it was in a few seconds ago. Here again, we got to see other animals. They are called the topi. Are they gazelles or antelopes? Here again, we get to see the topis. Driving further, chasing for more animals. I think this was not our lucky day so far. We have seen how many? We have seen a hyena. There again, we met another hyena, another spotted hyena on its own, loitering, maybe scavenging for food that may have been left by other carnivorous animals such as the lion, cheetah, and the leopard. Again, as I mentioned earlier, this is a grassland. How many trees can you count on this picture in those miles of kilometers? We were seeing unitary animals, it appears, in this park, and here we have another animal. It's called the Cape buffalo. It was a lone ranger, and then later we got to visit the Kirkuk. Landing, is it a landing strip or airport? If you're coming from Nairobi, you want to come straight to the Mara. In about 30 minutes, you can fly from one of the Nairobi airports straight into the Mara, where you will be waited by ready Land Cruiser for your game drive. So this plane was just leaving for Nairobi, and actually by the time you are here, we witnessed about 5 landings and 5 takeoffs. Here it's landing and taking off almost immediately to save time and take the tourists to their various destinations, to the Mara and back to Nairobi, and so on and so forth. So if you want to come to the Mara, you can use a public means, you can use your private vehicle, you can use a flight from Nairobi and land straight into the Mara for your game drive. Kindly note, Mara has the big 5. Do you know the big 5? Which are the big 5? I can start with 1. We have the lion. In the comment section, please note for us the other 4, which are the big 5. They are all found here in the Mara. So if you know them, please, in the comment section, type for me the big 5 that you know of. And there the plane takes off to Nairobi. There is Key Croc. It's called Key Croc Airstrip. Key Croc Airstrip. So upon reaching Narok, I left the crew at Quickmart Mall. I rushed to this famous joint opposite this mall, which previously housed Tusky Supermarket, to fetch a bite of the delicious nyama choma here in Narok. So the meat was ready, so it was quickly prepared and packed for our takeaway, so that we could consume it on the way to save time as we headed back to Nairobi. There goes the nyama choma from Narok. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the video. Thank you for watching, going with us though virtually all the way to the Mara, staying at Maisha Mara Camp. If you want to go to these places and I have been there, you can check with me. You can call me, you can ask me question, I can guide you, or I can even assist you in reservations for some of these places. So feel free to contact me on C&S Adventures on Facebook and on WhatsApp. My number is on my bio, check it out on my YouTube and get in touch. I'm ready to assist you in whatever way will make your stay and travel more comfortable. Please remember to like, share and subscribe to our channel C&S Adventure. Your support goes a long way in assisting us to make this video. See you in the next. Thank you so much for watching and of course subscribing to our channel C&S Adventures.